In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to implement an email from Figma inside of Klaviyo, step by step, the right way. You'll learn how to slice assets, structure your layout for different types of emails, and make sure that your emails look good in the inbox the same way they did inside of the design file. So implementing Figma emails inside of Klaviyo is very easy. There's 3 steps to it, and I'm going to show you by doing it myself for 2 different emails of different complexity. So first, you've got an email that doesn't really require any special slicing. Okay, it's just straight cuts, and you'll see what I mean in a second. But for this second email, we will have to have different slices for each link. So each link will have to be side by side. We'll also have to make this a text block so that customers can easily copy and paste the code so they don't have to type it in. And yeah, 2 different complexities. Let's get started. When you have a frame inside of Figma, simply go to the slice tool. Okay, you've got the slice tool now. On the frame of the email, you are simply going to do this. It doesn't matter, don't try and do that. Don't try and get it perfect in the corner. It's going to take too much brain power. Simply, even with your eyes closed, do a quick drag like this, and then we are going to use numbers and the settings on the side to easily adjust the slice. So this frame is 600 pixels, so just change the width of the slice we just created to 600 pixels. Now to align the slice in the middle, simply click here and then click here, align on top. So when you are slicing, you want to determine what part of the emails need to be linked differently. So for the logo, we just link to the home page. But if we can minimize the number of slices by merging these 2, okay, that's what we do. We try and use the least amount of slices possible so that we don't have too many images inside of the email. So let me explain what I mean. For this email, I will just link this to the collection page of this product. Okay, so I'm not going to make the logo a separate link because it doesn't have to be. It can simply just be the same link as this. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. That's for the hero image. And then when you want to create the second slice, because for the first slice, we don't want to make it too big because it's going to take a lot of time to load. Instead, just try and keep it minimal. Okay, so keep the hero section as a separate slice so that it loads as fast as it can. And then to make the second slice, all we are going to do is make sure that you are on this, you've selected this in the left corner, you selected your slice, and simply press on Ctrl C and then Ctrl V. As you can see on the left, another slice has appeared, right? And you can drag this down like this. Okay, all of this can just be one link, right? Like that. Same for this. All of this can just be one link. For slices that are not the hero image, they can be as long as you want. All right, especially if it's quite plain like this, where there's not really many images, like real photographs like this, because plain parts like this, where it's a plain background with words, they take a lot less space. So you can afford to make a lot longer slice like this. Okay, and because we don't really need different links, all of this can all be linked to the same product because we are talking about the same product. All of this email can simply be 2 slices. So this email is done. All we are going to do now is click on the first slice and then click on the second slice whilst pressing on Control on your keyboard. Okay, when you do that, you can select multiple slices in one go. And then when you want to export, just click here. And because the width of this email is 600, and we prefer to have a 1200 so that the quality is high and it doesn't look blurry, simply do 2x here, and then you can export. But just be careful that if your frame, your Figma frame, is already 1200 pixels, you don't have to do 2x here, just keep it at 1x. But because the frame is 600, I'm going to do 2x. So just do export. Okay, it's going to take a few seconds, and then it's going to export. And then simply click on it, select these two slices, and move them out of this zipped folder by simply moving them to your downloads file. That's what I do. Move them to your downloads file, click on replace, and now you have them inside of this folder. They are now ready to implement inside of Klaviyo. Simply go to your email. It can be a campaign email or a flow email. It doesn't matter, because the way you implement emails is going to be the same. Click on edit. You're going to see this. Just get rid of everything, because that's the template stuff. Now pull out your download folder. Actually, first drag 2 image blocks, because there are 2 images, and then click on the first one and drag the first image over here. That's our first slice. And then here, drag this one. That's now our second slice, and that's the email done. Now you simply have to link this to the correct pages. So that's the first slice, and that's the second slice. Make sure you link. You don't really need to add alt text, because we are going to be using a trick where we have a super long footer. There's going to be a video about this inside of the deliverability playlist. So just go and watch that, and we don't really need alt text. And yeah, that's how you do simple emails. Now, what do you do when you need different links and they are side by side? Well, I'm going to show you right now. Same stuff, pull out your slice tool and just do a quick slice anywhere on the frame. Then click on your slice, simply do 600. So whatever your frame's width is, do middle, align on top, and now just determine what can be the same link. Okay, like I mentioned previously, because this is the hero image, you want to try and keep it short so that it loads quick. I would say I will just do it up to here, and then copy and paste again, drag it down. And now what we like to do is, when we have a complicated code like this, especially when we want to implement dynamic Klaviyo codes, we like to show this type of dotted lines to clearly show that this is a code, and we want them to be able to copy and paste this without having to type it in manually. So what we have to do is slice this down to here, and then copy and paste the slice, move this down, and then over here do this, so that this part can be a text block. So that's one slice, that's where the slice starts, and here that's where the previous slice ended, which means that this part where the text is shown is going to be a text block that we build inside of Klaviyo. So yeah, that's our slice. Just extend it down. Now we've got an issue. We need 2 different links on the same line. For this, we are simply going to use a block inside of Klaviyo, which allows us to have 2 separate images on the same row. So here inside of Figma, all you have to do is sort it out vertically first, and then for the dimension of the slice, simply do divide by 2, and now you have the slice aligned on the left and perfectly halved. Then copy and paste this. All right, you've just copied and pasted it, and then click on align right. Now you've got a second slice which is aligned on the right, and then again copy and paste, and sort it out vertically first, like this. What I like to do is I always like to go left to right. So instead of having slice 9 here, I just like to always start from the left. So that's slice 9, copy paste. That's now slice 10, copy paste, sort it out vertically first. Okay, left, slice 11, slice 12, again copy paste, sort it out horizontally, align left, copy paste, align right, and then we have the last one. This one can just take the full width, so go back to 600 again, align in the middle, oops, here 600, align in the middle like this, and we have the last slice, do that, and that's it. Now all you are going to do is just highlight all of this, and in the left panel just select all of the slices actually, one by one. So press Ctrl on your keyboard, and one by one click on all of the slices. By the way, you could have the best email strategy, but if you're landing in spam, it's just not going to work. We recently helped a client go from 14% to 46% open rate, fixing 3 deliverability mistakes they were making. Another brand jumped from 37%, which is an average open rate, all the way to 67%. And another client's bounce rate this time dropped from 36% all the way down to 0%. There's a free guide in the description that shows you the exact fixes. It will take you 20 minutes to implement, but it could change your email marketing forever. Now just export all of them, and because the frame is 600, I'm going to do 2x. Export, click on the zipped folder, select everything, drag it over to your downloads folder, replace, and now these can be imported inside of Klaviyo. So same stuff. Okay, let's just delete these. So we have 1 image block, 2, okay, so first we have 2 image blocks, then we have a text block. Actually, you know what, let's first import all of the images, and then at the end we will add the text block. So again, go to your downloads folder, so slice 4, second slice, okay, keep going until you reach the slice where you have to make 2 columns. Okay, it's this one. So here what we have to do is look for the block called split, add it here. So click on image and then click on the right side, also switch it over to image. Now you have 2 images side by side, but you have to do some more stuff to make sure it's correct. Remove all of the padding, so make it 0 here, same here, 0, 0, and make sure that mobile stacking is switched to no stacking. Once you have this, just duplicate this how many other times we need. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Duplicate like this, and then we just need 1 last, actually 2 last images, like this. And now simply import the slices, and because I always slice from left to right, I know which order they go into. So I just have to do this, then select the right side, like that. Just keep doing that in that slice. Okay, that's a duplicate. Next one, okay, all good. Now all we have to do is link this, right? Actually, we also need to add a text block. So this is very simple. In between these 2 images, you are going to add the text block. Straight away, you are going to change the color of the text block to this. So whatever this hex is, copy that, and block background color, change it to this. And here you can add the dynamic Klaviyo code. There's going to be a video explaining how to add, how to make these dynamic codes. All right, but in this video, I'm simply showing you how to implement from Figma. Okay, like that. And now the customer and the subscriber will be able to simply click on this, press on it, copy and paste, and use it at checkout. We can also link this so that the coupon automatically applies. We can also do that, but that's going to be in a separate video. And yeah, now just correctly link all of these images to the best page possible. Even if we do mobile, everything is good. And again, do not forget to watch the video about the photo text trick to help with deliverability. So yeah, that's how you implement Figma emails inside of Klaviyo.